everyone, and welcome to another episode of Interviews with Dolan featuring our guest, Nerdsquatchgaming. You say hey if you want, do what you want to do.
Hello, people on the interwebs.
Alright, man, let's get started with the first question. What is your main game that you stream?
That's a hard one to answer currently, because I'm kind of like in a bit of an interstice right now.
Yeah,
I can play Grounded for weeks on end. I can play Apex for weeks on end.
right.
So it's just whatever kind of grabs me at the time right now. I do have plans to primarily be streaming Battlefield 2042 when it releases
Oh,
later
yeah.
this year.
I'm looking for that shit.
Yeah, depending on Halo Infinite takes me, I may mix in a lot more of it and kind of alternate between the two of them.
Mhm.
But I have more faith in Battlefield 2042 than I do in Halo currently, which is a shame since I'm an old school gamer for
Yeah,
Halo. So,
I'm looking forward to both of them, so I feel you on that. I don't know which one I'm going to stream more. What got you into streaming?
what got me into streaming? Well, that's actually a weird one for me
Yeah,
too, because I actually had no original intention of streaming at all.
really?
Yeah, so my I really wanted to do YouTube,
Mhm.
YouTube videos because it was it's a longer format.
Yeah,
It's a little bit less personal and a little bit more informative, I guess is the way I looked at it.
right.
Uh, and a guy that got me into trying to do it, and I know it sucks that that YouTube has taken a back seat for me now, but
Mhm.
the guy that did it was actually a streamer.
Really?
So, I mean, I guess that's kind of like a natural causeway for me about how I ended up coming into streaming. Uh, and I would definitely recommend anybody to go check out his channel. But he goes by Real Fatal Flaw. I met
Okay.
him on Mixer before Mixer shut down.
Oh, back then,
Yeah,
man.
harsh story there. But he went back to Twitch where he was originally at, and I
Uh-huh.
followed him back. And he's one of those streamers that he dedicates time to his following, to the
Uh-huh.
people who love his channel, his fans, I guess. I'm sure he doesn't look at them like fans,
Right.
but he dedicates one day a week to gaming with his community. It could
I
be
like that.
Apex. He's even played a little bit of Warzone, even though he's not a fan of it.
Mhm.
Um, the games that I enjoyed playing with him though were oddly enough Monopoly and fucking Uno.
Hey, those
So
games can be fun.
yeah, they were always really fun with him because his community day was also his drunk stream days.
Oh.
So hilarity always ensued. And
Yes, I imagine.
but yeah, he always has this like really cool approach to the way he deals with this community. He really doesn't treat them like they're his fans. He treats them like they're his community, like it's equal parts him, equal parts them.
Right.
So like whenever somebody that regulars his stream
Mhm.
jumps in, he asks them like, "Hey, how are you doing? Like, hey, you're in, like, say there's a girl in there, not divulging names
Right.
or handles, obvious for obvious reasons, but there's a girl in there. She's in college in Alaska."
Uh-huh.
He's like, "So how'd that test go?" He remembers things about people, like he remembers
Right.
things about me when I jump in. So he's like, "Hey
That's
man, how's that
cool.
going? Last time I talked to you, this was up in the air, or this was going good. Is everything okay?" Like he's very personable, and it's really cool that he can keep up with like four
Oh
or five
yeah.
hundred fucking people, like it's
That's
nothing.
hard as shit to do.
So he's always like this really cool streamer to just sit and chat with and watch play. He does really high quality gameplay, and he's a very personable person. So he was the one that I was like, you know what, I like the way this guy does things, so I'm gonna go and try this YouTube thing.
That's
And
awesome.
then I ended up just moving over to streaming primarily. I still do some YouTube, but not very much.
Right. Same here. So he's pretty much what got you going to where you are now.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So your next question is, what are your streaming goals? Like, what do you have? What goals do you have set?
streaming goals. Well, I think it would be kind of like winning the lottery, being able to quit my so-called 9 to 5 job and just do streaming, doing
Right.
something that I love, being able to play games and interacting with so many different kinds of people and meeting new people and having fresh experiences with people. Uh, because that's one of the things that I've always enjoyed about being a gamer here in the past 10 years is I've built my own little community of people.
Right.
It's all there. I mean, they know more about me than my real family. Uh, I mean, I've gone on vacations with these people
Really?
like all over the place. Like, there's
That's gotta be cool as
a
shit.
gaming convention called PAX Penny Arcade Expo.
Oh yeah.
I've been to six of them now with these people. Uh,
Really?
and whenever I lived in Washington temporarily, I was living with somebody from my gaming community for the 2 years I was up there.
That's actually kind of cool as shit.
So that's what I would like to ultimately have. Maybe not being able to quit my 9 to 5, but maybe being able to have like a really cool group of people to hang out with
Right.
and add to the community that I already have. Even if like I don't ever make it big, if I made a little bit of extra money on the side, if I made some cool content, if I met
Oh yeah.
really cool people along the way and just had fun doing it, that I guess that's what one of my streaming goals would be. Like a little bit of everything, a little bit of every reason, being
Right.
able to play games, meet new people, make a little money on the side.
Hey, you keep that up, man. You're a pretty good streamer, so if you keep it up, I know you're gonna get there eventually.
Appreciate that.
Not a problem, man. Here comes the hardest question I have had a lot of people struggle with when asked. What contributions do you hope to bring to the streaming community as a whole? Everyone struggles with it.
I'll answer flat out from the fucking jump. I already know what I want because it's something I've wanted to see in the gaming community as a whole, not just in the streaming community. To cut back on the damn toxicity.
Yes, thank you.
Like
Someone had
it's
to say
terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Like, okay, I'll use myself as an example. I absolutely despise the Call of Duty franchise. I hate it. I feel like it is something that they throw out once a year as a cash grab, like they do Madden and FIFA. And I feel like that's why they have like what 4 different studios, 5 different studios working on Call of Duty, so they can always put one out.
it. Right.
But that's allowing the franchise to stagnate. But everybody buys it up. And here I am. I'm going down into that toxic path right there because I feel passionate about it. But it shouldn't matter what game you play. It shouldn't matter what console or platform or whatever you play that game on. It should just be that you're a gamer and you enjoy doing what you do.
Right.
And it shouldn't be like a always about like this elitist perspective that a lot of people have. And I would just like to see that taken down in gaming and in streaming. I would like to see it be where we have a revolution, so to say, in the way we approach gaming too. I think that if we have enough more positive influences and positive energy put into it, I think it's possible for us to see the end of cheaters and hackers.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think that the only way that's going to happen is if we cut the aggression and the toxic bullshit that we as gamers put into it. Uh, Another thing
Utopia,
I would really like to see that I hope to add is waking up the gaming community as a whole to the whole loot box and trash AAA games scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing about that is like we as the community, as the consumers, made it okay for these
Right.
developers and these publishers to put loot boxes into games. We're also the ones that made it okay for them to put out a game that isn't finished. So, I
Exactly.
mean, I'm going to interact with people and I'm going to tell them straight up, the reason Fallout 76 sucked, it's because of us. It's not Bethesda's fault. They saw that they could put out a game that wasn't complete and sell it. And guess what they did? And we bought it. They did it to the Need for Speed franchise. I mean, that whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 fiasco about the
Loot
loot boxes
boxes.
and everything,
Yeah.
we made that okay for almost a decade before that game came out.
Right.
So if I had a contribution that I could put out into the gaming ether, those would be the two things: cut down on the toxicity and hold ourselves as a community responsible for shitty ploys on our wallets.
Well, I really hope one day we can reach that point to where what it used to be, where all you gotta do is buy the game and you have it. You know, no
Right.
more shitty microtransactions. You get a full game. All right, so your next question is, what are some of your favorite streamers? Just list your top 3 favorites that you can think
Oh, my top 3 favorite, huh? Okay. First off, I've already talked about him. Real Fatal Flaw or Fatal Flaw. He is one of the suggested streamers I have on my Twitch page, and I will speak nothing but the highest regards of that man forever. He is an amazing streamer. He's an amazing human being, period. So I would recommend him first and foremost to everybody.
Nice.
Um, Secondly, I'd probably have to say my old roommate from Washington and one of my old gaming friends from my little community.
Hmm.
He goes by Caked with Keefy.
Caked with
Uh,
Keefy?
he is an herb friendly streamer.
Oh,
He sells the stuff in Washington in a legal state, not breaking no fucking laws. But
yeah, put that one out there.
yeah, and the reason I like him as a streamer, not just because he's my buddy, is because he does something that I don't see a lot of people do in their streams. And he's always high energy. And yeah, he's not going to be like Fatal. Fatal will take his lumps and admit, hey, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Keefy doesn't do that. Keefy is all like,
Oh,
man, that's
really?
bullshit. And he's a little bit of that toxic,
Hmm.
environment that I was just talking about. But the fact that he can put a spin on that toxicity and make it entertaining is what makes him great to me, because he's always high energy. He's always ready to go, 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 go. He suffers from ADHD and a couple of other things like really bad. So he
I get
kind of
that.
leans into it and just goes with it, but he makes it entertaining.
Uses it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Last but not least.
I've seen a bunch of streamers out there, and one of the things that always sets a streamer apart to me, and let me use some examples here. So Glad, big streamer, really good. He talks to his community a little bit more than some of the other high name streamers that I've seen. So he's really good. Daltouche does really high level plays whenever he's playing a game and he's focused, but he doesn't talk to his community the same way.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is a tough one too. I didn't realize that.
If I had to have a gun to my head, I would probably say it's you. And the reason I say that
I appreciate it.
is whenever I watch a stream, I'm not into passive entertainment. Like, it's hard for me to watch TV shows and movies unless I just really like
Right.
the content in there. So if I'm watching a streamer, I want to be able to interact with them and the other people in their chat. So the fact that you pay so much attention to your chat log and your community, and you're always talking in your Discord, so I would say, yeah, you would probably be my third, because you
I
take a
appreciate
proactive
that.
approach to dealing with the people that are watching your stream and are interacting with you in your Discord. So yeah, there's my top three.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate being in your top third. I try to be active with chat as much as possible, and especially in Discord. I need to get better at that myself. Let's see. What makes you different from other streamers? At least, what do you think makes you different?
What makes me different from other streamers? That one's probably the toughest one for me to answer, and it's probably a sign that I need to work on this. But as of right now, I don't really feel like there's a whole lot of difference between me and any other streamer at base. Do I interact with my community the best I possibly can?
Oh yeah, you do for sure.
Do I have like a humor that I feel separates me from anybody else? No, I don't think. Well, what I put on stream anyway, I don't think is any more disturbing, disgusting, or humorous or dark than some of the other streamers I've seen. Because I've seen some streamers make some pretty dark jokes, but well within community guidelines,
Right,
of
there's
course.
a gray line you don't want to trip over there.
Yeah. So as of right now, I don't think there's anything that separates me. That's probably something I should work on. It would probably help me out a whole lot if I did find something that would separate me.
I mean, everyone's got their own kind of thing to them, I'm sure you'll find it within yourself eventually.
Right.
Let's see. Anything you were looking to improve stream-wise?
Improving my stream personally on?
Yeah, just anything, or be it hardware, anything like that.
Oh, do we have another 20 minutes?
Hey man, take your time. Take your time.
Well, my goal right now is, as far as hardware goes, I want a whole nother tower and a whole nother monitor.
I feel that.
The tower that I'm working on right now, it's good. It'll play games. It will not handle streaming and gaming at the same time, though. So my goal is to have another like mid-level PC that's not going to break the bank. I'm looking to spend
Yeah.
like 22 to 2500 on another tower, so I can
Okay.
run two. As far as anything within my stream, I still have things I need to set up, like channel points and some other stuff,
Right.
small little tidbits here and there. And I know that I need to increase my social media presence. I need to post more to TikTok, Instagram, and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. I need to do more with that because I just don't.
Expand
Part of that
yourself.
problem is that it's kind of hard for me to be like, "Hey guys, I'm going live here in like 10 minutes," and it's almost 11 o'clock at night. You know, most people have to get up and go to work the next day.
Exactly. That's
So.
my struggle too. So I get you there. And then our final question is: any tips you want to give to anyone looking to get into streaming? For our new,
A few.
you go ahead, fire it out.
Okay, so right before I started and right when I was starting out, I watched a bunch of different people on social media like
Mhm.
TikTok, Instagram, and I did some deep diving on YouTube. And a lot of people have, I'm not saying it's bad advice, it's actually very solid advice. The problem is that not all of the advice that is good is going to be good for you. So
Exactly.
you need to remember that you need to play around and figure out with what works for you and what you're trying to achieve. Another thing would be networking.
Yes, I can't stress that one enough either.
Yeah, you need to have a core group of streamers that you watch,
Mhm.
and you need to dedicate as much time to networking as you do streaming. So that's kind of hard in some situations, like mine, for
Yeah.
instance. If you stream for 2 hours a day, you need to network for 2 hours a day easily. If you stream for 2 hours, you need to spend 2 hours before or 2 hours after or an hour before or an hour after in somebody else's stream and getting to know that streamer
Oh
and
yeah.
their community. Whenever you start building connections and bonds within that, then you'll start seeing other people coming in, and
Right.
that'll raise your viewer count. So, and networking can be lent into social media as well.
Mhm.
That's another way for you to network yourself. You can find other streamers and gamers on TikTok all the time, Instagram
Oh
all the
yeah.
time. But I'll warn you about networking too. And I tried this not too long ago myself. On Instagram, there's a bunch of people that are saying that they help Twitch small streamers. Don't
Mhm.
If anybody's asking you for money, don't give it to them for
Oh.
networking purposes. And if there are people that say, "Hey, we post clips of random streamers here, there, whatever," they're full of shit. They just
Yes.
are. Yeah, they may be picking out some really good people, but what they're doing is they're picking out people that are doing really cool things in games that are popular. And if you're a streamer like me who could play Apex for a month straight and then play, you know, 2 weeks of Grounded or Stardew Valley,
Yeah.
they're not going to pick any of my clips from Stardew Valley or Grounded. They're going to look for high kill counts and action packed stuff because it
Right.
looks good on their Instagram page or their TikTok page.
It'll grab the attention of people you wouldn't want anyways. You know.
Yeah. If you want a high octane stream, by all means, go for the rip.
Oh yeah.
If you want a laid back stream and you just want to chill and meet new people and hang out in game, go for that. Find who you are and then put that out there.
Exactly. That's the best thing, advice you can give right there. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, doing this whole interview thing, taking your time out of your night. I know you're busy doing what you're doing, so I appreciate having you on.
Well, man, I appreciate you feeling the need to put little old Squatchy on the
Oh, you know I
YouTube,
got
man.
you.
Didn't think I warranted that kind of attention.
Ah, come on, man. You know I got you. I think you earned it. I think you earned
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Alright, well, I'll catch you later. I'm gonna let you get back to what you're doing. And you have a good one.
Nah, take it easy.
Alright, you too, man.
You in position?
I'm in position.
Okay. Jumping. Oh, it worked! It fucking worked!
Right here, down low. One of the steps, breathe.
Ooh!
Fine.
I don't care how dark mine is, you know? I just don't.
I really don't.
You know, I don't ever, like, stand up on my bathroom counter and spread my cheeks apart and look back in the mirror to see, oh, like, yeah, I got a cute butthole. No. Nobody fucking in their right mind does that shit.